Motivation is one of the most powerful forces shaping human life. It influences the choices we make, the careers we pursue, the relationships we build, and even the way we see ourselves. But what exactly is motivation? Why do some people push through challenges while others give up? And what can psychology teach us about unlocking the energy that drives behavior? To understand motivation, we need to start with its simplest definition. Motivation is the process that initiates, guides, and sustains goal-directed behavior. It's what gets us out of bed in the morning, keeps us working on a tough assignment, or makes us chase a dream that seems out of reach. But motivation isn't a single thing. It's a complex web of biological drives, psychological needs, social influences, and personal goals.
The roots of motivation.
Motivation can be broadly divided into two categories: intrinsic and extrinsic. Intrinsic motivation comes from within. It's the satisfaction of doing something for its own sake, like painting because it feels enjoyable or solving puzzles because you love the challenge. Extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, comes from outside. It's when we act to gain rewards or avoid punishments, studying for a good grade, working for a paycheck, or exercising to receive praise. Both forms of motivation are important, but research shows they often interact in surprising ways. For instance, when an activity that's intrinsically enjoyable becomes tied to external rewards, it can actually reduce motivation. Psychologists call this the overjustification effect. Imagine a child who loves drawing. If they suddenly start receiving money every time they pick up crayons, their focus may shift from joy to reward, and the original passion may fade. This highlights a key truth. Motivation isn't just about rewards or punishments, it's about meaning, autonomy, and psychological satisfaction. Theories of motivation. Psychologists have spent decades trying to understand what drives people. Several theories have emerged, each offering unique insights. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Perhaps the most famous is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. According to Abraham Maslow, human behavior is motivated by a pyramid of needs. At the base are physiological necessities like food, water, and shelter. Once those are satisfied, we move to safety needs, then love and belonging, then esteem, and finally self-actualization, the drive to realize our fullest potential. While modern psychology views Maslow's pyramid as more flexible than rigid, it still captures a profound idea. Motivation evolves as our circumstances change. A hungry person prioritizes food over self-improvement. But once basic survival is secure, higher-level goals like creativity, purpose, and growth take center stage. Self-determination theory. Another influential framework is self-determination theory, developed by Edward Deci and Richard Ryan. This theory suggests that humans are motivated by three core psychological needs: autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Autonomy is the desire to feel in control of our actions. Competence is the need to feel effective and capable. Relatedness is the drive to connect with others and feel belonging. When these needs are met, intrinsic motivation flourishes. When they're thwarted, through micromanagement, social isolation, or lack of feedback, motivation declines. This theory has shaped fields from education to workplace design, emphasizing the importance of environments that nurture, rather than suppress, human potential. Drive reduction and homeostasis. From a biological perspective, early theories focused on drive reduction. This view argued that humans act to reduce internal tensions caused by unmet needs. For example, hunger motivates us to eat, and thirst motivates us to drink. The body seeks homeostasis, a state of balance, and behavior is the tool to achieve it. While this explains basic survival, it doesn't capture why people climb mountains, write novels, or start businesses, activities that create more tension rather than less. For that, psychologists looked deeper into curiosity, growth, and meaning. The incentive theory. The incentive theory of motivation shifts focus to external stimuli. It suggests that we're pulled toward behaviors by rewards, like money, recognition, or pleasure. Unlike drive theory, which emphasizes pushing forces from within, incentive theory emphasizes pulling forces from the environment. Both perspectives combine to explain why we're motivated by a mix of internal states and external rewards. Biological bases of motivation. Motivation isn't just psychological, it's rooted in biology. Neurotransmitters like dopamine play a central role. Dopamine is often nicknamed the pleasure chemical, but more accurately, it's the motivation molecule. It spikes not only when we experience rewards, but also in anticipation of them. This anticipation is powerful. It's why people keep gambling despite losses, why cliffhangers hook us into binge-watching shows, and why setting goals can energize us even before we achieve them. The brain's reward system wires us to seek, to strive, and to pursue.
Hormones also shape motivation.
Adrenaline and cortisol heighten alertness in stressful situations, pushing us to act. Serotonin influences mood and social confidence, while endorphins reduce pain and encourage perseverance. In short, our biology primes us to chase survival, connection, and growth. Motivation in everyday life. Understanding theory is one thing, but how does motivation show up in daily life? Work and career. In the workplace, motivation determines productivity and satisfaction. Some employees thrive under performance-based incentives, while others crave autonomy and meaningful projects. Research consistently finds that workers who feel trusted, valued, and connected perform better and stay longer than those who feel controlled or ignored. That's why modern companies emphasize purpose, flexibility, and recognition.
Education.
In education, motivation is critical. Students who learn out of curiosity and self-directed interest retain knowledge longer than those who study only for grades. Teachers who create autonomy-supportive environments, allowing choice, fostering curiosity, and providing constructive feedback, tend to inspire deeper engagement.
Health and fitness.
When it comes to health, motivation is the difference between short-lived resolutions and lasting habits. External goals like weight loss can spark action, but intrinsic motivation, valuing the process of feeling stronger, healthier, and more energetic, creates sustainable change. That's why successful fitness programs often focus on enjoyment and community, not just outcomes. Obstacles to motivation. One reason is conflicting goals. A person may want to relax and watch TV but also want to get fit, two motivations pulling in opposite directions. Another factor is lack of clarity. Vague goals like get healthier are less motivating than specific ones like jog 3 times a week. Psychological barriers also matter. Fear of failure, perfectionism, and low self-efficacy, believing we aren't capable, can drain motivation. Additionally, chronic stress or depression can disrupt the brain's reward pathways, making even small tasks feel overwhelming. Set clear, achievable goals. Specific, measurable goals provide direction. Psychologists call this the goal-setting theory. Breaking big ambitions into smaller milestones not only makes them manageable but also provides regular dopamine boosts as progress is achieved. Focus on intrinsic rewards. Whenever possible, tie actions to internal satisfaction. Instead of exercising just to lose weight, focus on the joy of movement or the sense of accomplishment. Shifting from I have to I choose to reframes motivation around autonomy. Build habits and systems. Relying on willpower alone is fragile. Instead, design environments that make desired behaviors easier and automatic. For example, keeping healthy snacks visible increases the likelihood of choosing them. Motivation thrives when good choices are built into daily routines.
Harness social support.
Human beings are wired for connection. Accountability partners, supportive communities, or even friendly competition can amplify motivation. That's why group fitness classes, study groups, or mastermind networks can be so powerful. Celebrate progress. Acknowledging small wins sustains momentum. Each celebration reinforces competence and keeps motivation alive, even when the ultimate goal feels distant. The future of motivation research. As psychology and neuroscience advance, our understanding of motivation continues to deepen. For example, research into grit, the combination of passion and perseverance popularized by psychologist Angela Duckworth, suggests that sustained effort may be more important than raw talent. Studies on flow states, introduced by Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, explore how people enter deep engagement where time seems to disappear. Meanwhile, technology is reshaping motivation in real time. Gamification, wearable devices, and behavioral nudges are being used to encourage healthier habits, productivity, and learning. But these tools also raise ethical questions about autonomy and manipulation.
Final thoughts.
At its core, motivation is about energy directed toward purpose. It emerges from biology, psychology, and social context, but it ultimately fuels the uniquely human capacity to dream, strive, and grow. Understanding motivation helps us answer not only what drives behavior, but also how can we live more meaningful, fulfilled lives. When we recognize the forces shaping motivation, intrinsic drives, external incentives, biological systems, and social connections, we gain the ability to harness them. Whether in education, work, health, or personal growth, motivation is the invisible engine of progress. And perhaps the most empowering truth is this: